47 Cooper Street, Surrey Hills, Sydney, Australia. Rick, have been trying to reach you. I'm really worried about my father. Know you'll arrive soon. Can you call me? Thanks, Elaina. Elaina hit send, then placed the phone on the eucalyptus tabletop her father had built for her. It was 6 a.m. She sent one more text to her father before she had to dash to her sunrise yoga class. The mornings in Surrey Hills were crisp in the winter, so she wanted to warm the room for her students. Mon père, I love you. I've been trying to reach you. Your phone seems dead. She hated that word. She deleted dead and typed not working. Can you give me a call, Papa? Je t'aime. Elaina. 82 Cooper Street. Shortly before 8 a.m., Ric Peters entered the side entrance of his apartment building on Lacey Lane in Surrey Hills, Sydney. As was his routine, he carefully glanced around the dark edges of the shadows. Shadows are produced by a body that comes between light and a surface, but that body could be alive or dead. Though, to be honest, Rick preferred the side entrance on Lacey Lane because he could glance across to the Yoga Baronia studio. Nothing had been consistent or expected in the past 2 months, but at least the studio appeared the same. His view upon opening the door to his 5th-floor apartment was, as expected, empty. The mystery was why he anticipated anything different. A private exhibition of black and white images was artfully placed on the off-white walls. The brown leather couch against the side wall appeared to have a few more wrinkles. Of course, his 10 nights of tossing and turning on the couch 8 weeks ago could have aged it. It looked like he felt, rumpled and wrinkled, stiff in places. He put his canvas duffel bag down gingerly onto the floor. Next to the tall bookshelf were several smaller pictures that hung tucked out of the way. One small black and white photo had at one time been folded in half. There was a woman on one side of the crease. A young girl, her daughter, was on the other. Rick put his fingers on the frame, gazing at the black and white photo. He had tried to find them. Jemmy and young Dia. What had happened to them? Where had they gone? The whole mission was a disaster, from start to finish. Once again, there wasn't enough time. He felt his boss, Oliver, was the ultimate taskmaster with priorities that sometimes conflicted with his own. It was a photograph that he had recovered, but the images that erupted into his mind were graphic and in color. The clearing in a jungle, flashes of light, the heat, the blood, the screams. Rick took a deep breath that hurt mentally and physically. One more time trying, and not finding. But it was no excuse for what he had done. He picked up his bag and shoved it into the bedroom, which was empty of anything but his own gear. Rick opened the sliding glass door of his cement balcony which ran the length of the living room. In the lavish slathering of early morning light, his plants greeted him, what was left of them. Some had shriveled and died from lack of water. A few were probably having their last gasp of carbon dioxide as he checked them out. Rick spotted Brodie, one of Sydney's homeless, moving around on the street below. Several parties had occurred the night before, going by the glass recycling boxes awaiting pickup along the lane. "Hi, Brodie," Rick said from the 5th floor, sound reverberated in the narrow channel of Lacey Lane. Brodie was patrolling the lane for any stubbies or other beer bottles that still had a swallow of beer. "Hiya, Rick up there," he announced loudly, shielding his eyes from the rising sun as he gazed up. "I'm providing my daily service to Sydney." "Finding any leftovers in the bottles?" Rick asked. "Yeah, man. It's my reward for sorting." Brodie blithely got back to the swigging, but then became sidetracked by some leftover pizza to go with his beer.